Good morning, Taste Buds. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Are your kids having problems eating their vegetables, especially the ones that are really good for them? Or are you having problems eating vegetables that are really good for you? Join me this morning for some recipes that will have you asking more veggies, please, today on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Taste Buds, welcome to SoFlo Taste here in the Goya Kitchen at J World in Coconut Creek. Since we've been kids, we've all heard eat your vegetables. The only problem was they didn't taste very good to our young, inexperienced, indiscerning palates. In fact, many of us still don't like some vegetables, which is crazy. Well, today I'm going to give you some recipes to change all that. Today I thought it would be fun to give you some recipes with veggies that are full of nutrition and taste. So let's get cooking. I'm going to teach you how to make some glazed carrots all in one shot, all in one pan, without having to do anything other than throw all your ingredients on right now. I've cut the carrots in quarters. You can cut them however you want to, but we like to keep them nice and somewhat long. So in that, I'm going to add all the ingredients that we will begin and finish with. So to cook the carrots, you can use a nice chicken stock if you want to, vegetable broth, but I'm just going to use water, and I'm only covering it just above the halfway mark above the carrots. A pinch of sugar, because if you want glazed carrots to have a good glaze, you have to have a little sugar for that glaze. You have to balance that sweetness with salt, so I'm using kosher salt for the balance. Then I'm going to add some butter. It's up to you how much you want to use. Obviously, the more butter you use, the more glazy it's going to be. So I'm probably going to do about 2 tablespoons. I'm doing the whole thing now. I love caraway seed, you know, the little seeds you find in rye bread. And I thought it would be delicious in here. So I'm going to add caraway. Now, the last 2 things I'm not going to add because I want it to keep it really green would be the dill. And if you want to finish with a little bit of lemon. So I'm going to turn this all the way up. I'm going to let it boil. And then by the time they are cooked, which is when the water is completely reduced, the butter will glaze the carrot. Let's move on and let that just be. The one thing I haven't made in a really long time was spinach salad. I remember how much I used to love spinach salad. So I'm going to do spinach salad for those of us that love sauteed mushrooms. So these are simple button or field mushrooms sauteed in olive oil with a julienne of red onion. It could be a shallot, it could be a yellow onion, and it could be a fancier mushroom. But I remember the good old spinach salad with raw button mushrooms, so that's what I sauteed with a little onion. I also have some bacon up here rendering, where you're going to use the fat for the vinaigrette, and we're going to use the bacon bits for bacon bits. So let's go ahead and first things first. You never put bacon in oil. You basically just put it in a pan dry the way it is because there's so much beautiful fat to the bacon. This bacon comes from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. And besides the bacon I'm using today, which happens to be very delicious, they have all kinds of stuff, poultry, seafoods. They even have prepared meals that happen to be delicious. Their fried chicken rocks. They're at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. Call them at 954-983-6831. You can always visit DelawareChicken.com, place an order with them, and tell them I sent you. All right, so I'm just going to drain this bacon so that I can have this fat for the vinaigrette. I love jammy eggs. There's a hard-boiled egg and there's a jammy egg. So this is an egg that I dropped into boiling water very delicately and cooked for 6 minutes. And let me show you how jammy it is on the inside. And instead of doing the typical crumble of the hard-boiled egg, I love a beautiful jammy egg. And why are they called jammy? Because they're jammy. They're creamy. They're delicious. So that's going to be part of the spinach salad. So let's jump right into the vinaigrette because that's really probably the most important part. This is some beautiful spinach that we picked through. If you see any stems, go ahead and take them out. We're going to do all the mixing in this bowl where I have the spinach. Always wrap your stuff in paper towels. It always keeps it nice and fresh. So I have this bowl of spinach right here. So for the vinaigrette, I have a bowl. We're going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it already. So let's go ahead and add a bit of honey. Not too much, we don't want this too sweet, but a little bit just to balance this out nicely. A little bit of cider vinegar. I love cider because it doesn't really have a strong taste either way, and it goes with everything. And let's go ahead and whisk that together. I have a little bit of neutral oil here. I don't want olive oil because I don't want to take away the flavor of everything in here, as well as the bacon fat, which is going in now. So I'll add the bacon fat in there, as well as the neutral oil. And just do it until it tastes good to you. I don't like my vinaigrettes to taste too much like mustard, but I love the fact that mustard brings together a vinaigrette. See this? Look how creamy it is. And that is just because of that Dijon mustard. It makes vinaigrettes nice and creamy. Tastes yummy to me. All right, so I'm gonna add that right into my spinach. Delicious. It really is the flavor of a honey mustard vinaigrette with a little bit of that background of bacon flavor. So let's go ahead and finish up our salad. Pick a nice, beautiful platter. I think it's worth it. Let's go ahead and mix this together. Let's add our mushrooms to it. Now you do have warm mushrooms going into cold spinach, so you know what'll happen, right? It'll start to soften that spinach a little bit. So you don't want to add your sauteed mushrooms in until you're really ready to serve. So that's mixed, oh, yum. It smells so good. Look how good this looks. So you have the beautiful bright spinach, those savory sauteed mushrooms, all in a honey mustard and bacon vinaigrette. My mouth is watering like crazy. For the top of this, I've got, of course, the bacon bits over here. Let's top the bacon all over the spinach salad. All right, let's cut a couple more eggs, those creamy, jammy eggs, all the way around our salad. Yum. All right, this is even better than I thought it was gonna be. Yummy. So the carrots will be ready probably by the time y'all get back from this quick break. Of course, more veggies that are good for you and taste even better too after the break. Yum.
There's still more from the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World and Michelle.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. All of my recipes, including these veggie recipes, are available on the SoFlo Show's webpage. Just scan this quick response code. You'll be rocketed to the fabulous SoFlo Show's page. You'll also see this QRC on the ingredient list throughout the show. Now back to my SoFlo Taste with good tasting veggies. All right, everyone. So I told you that I wasn't going to do anything other than put all that goodness into this pan. So we have the carrots, the water, the sugar, the butter, the caraway seed, and the salt. As you can see, it's reduced. If everybody can see these big bubbles that are happening now, do you see how glazy they are? That means that we are now at the glazing point, and all those big bubbles are causing a beautiful glaze on my carrots. All right, so that is ready. That goes straight into whatever you're serving these gorgeous carrots on. I told you it was easy, so if you want, you can squeeze a little lemon on it. I'm not going to because I happen to love the way it is. Maybe because I'm Jewish, love dill. So I'm putting some dill on here. Remember, it does have the caraway seed, which gives it that rye flavor. And there you have it. Gorgeous glazed carrots. I did absolutely nothing to. All right, moving on. There are two recipes that are going on here at the same time. One, I'm gonna teach you a beautiful steamed broccoli dish. Those steamed beautiful spears of broccoli are gonna be mixed into a compound butter, which is beautiful flavored butter. Let's jump right into that. So here I have some butter, up to you how much you wanna use. I wanted to teach you how to roast garlic. So these are 2 heads of garlic. As you can see, we've cut off just the top part of that garlic, so when you squeeze it after it's cooked, they come right out. What I'm gonna do is just put a little touch of olive oil over both, heavily salt on and around And then you just basically fold it up into a package. You throw it into anywhere from a 400 to 500 degree oven until they're really soft. It could take from 20 to 35 minutes. This is what it looks like. Same thing. So what you have now is this beautiful roast garlic, which, by the way, you can keep in your fridge. The best way to keep it is to squeeze out the cooked garlic and to keep that in a little container. So to make this beautiful compound butter, I'm adding some of this roast garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder to this, some red crushed chili flake to this, maybe a little more salt. So now we have this gorgeous, tasty butter ready to toss the broccoli into when it comes out of the steamer. Let's check on our broccoli. Has a little bit to go, just a little bit. This is a bamboo steamer. You can get it at any Asian market. They're cheap and they're awesome. So let's set that aside and let's jump into our next recipe. The next recipe is shaved Brussels sprout salad, but I changed my Brussels sprout salad a lot. So I'm going to show you my latest and greatest Brussels sprout salad. So I'm going to quickly toast some raisins. I've got golden raisins here and a little bit of oil. I'm going to go ahead and warm them. And what you'll see is they'll start to caramelize, which changes the flavor just a little bit, and they'll also puff up a little bit. So we're going to do that in here. This is a Japanese mandolin. Most humans would prefer to use this with either a glove or the protector. I cut the tip off of the Brussels sprout to give myself a flat surface. And then you just shave away. You have to be a little careful because Brussels sprouts are quite bumpy, okay? So using a guard will prevent you from getting hurt. So this is the shaved Brussels sprout in a bowl. We add lots of beautiful Parmesan. You can either use a peeler, which I love because you get these beautiful big pieces of Parmesan in your mouth, or you can use a grater. It's really up to you how you want to do it. So I'm going to use these raisins, which have puffed up quite a bit, and they have the flavor of the oil. So they've caramelized a bit. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of some fresh dill. Just chop it any old way, really nice and roughly. That can go right in. And there we have it, just this gorgeous salad. Now, it's up to you what kind of vinaigrette you want to use. My personal favorite, which I don't think I'll ever change, is lemon vinaigrette. So let's squeeze some pieces of lemon into here. Now, if you are the type of person that has to make vinaigrette on the side, if it's lemon to oil, I usually like 3.5 to almost 4 oil to lemon, all right? So I've added lemon to this. Let's add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt. Let's mix this up. Now this goes really well under a piece of fish, with some duck, with some pork chops. So let's go ahead and serve a lovely side of salad to go with any of your table favorites. And there you have it. This is a gorgeous salad. Let's lastly grab our broccoli. So have your bowl of compound butter, as much butter as you want to put in there. Let's take a look at our broccoli. That's definitely ready. All right, so this is what the broccoli looks like. I actually have 2 steamer fill with broccoli. There we go. Now remember, that could have been anything. That could be cauliflower, Brussels sprouts cooked instead of the raw. It's up to you what veggies you like to do. So let's go ahead and I just wanted to show you how it has all these little bits of the roast garlic in there and the chilies. Oh, it smells so good. So this would be a beautiful side dish for most. To be honest with you, I think I could eat this as a main dish myself. So delicious. And look at all the chunks of that roast garlic. Yum. I don't know about you all. I think we've done pretty well so far. So I've got a pretty good one. So you better hurry and come back, because I don't know about you, but shrimp and peas to me means heaven. So hurry up. Come right back.
SoFlo Taste. We'll return right after this.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. We are here at JA World in Coconut Creek, a great place dedicated to our kids. For information about this instructional institution, go to jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to the food. You know, I love peas. I know not everybody loves peas, but I never realized how incredibly nutritious and filled with vitamins they are until I really got to reading. Now, all of the vegetables we use today are actually on the highest nutrient list of all vegetables. And peas were up there on the top 5. I couldn't believe it. So I got to thinking about peas, and one of my favorite dishes actually comes from Chef Steve Martorano. Steve makes this dish he calls shrimp on toast, and it was shrimp with peas. It was so yummy that I thought maybe I would try to emulate him today. I'm going to start out with a couple cloves of garlic. Let's just smash them up and then chop them. I'm going to heat my burner to about a medium heat. Now remember, I was telling you all about my friends over at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, so that's where I got these royal red shrimp. If you want some of the best shrimp you've ever had, you have to drive over to Delaware. These are gorgeous, as are the Key West pinks, which look a little similar, and as well, just so good. Okay, so let's start out. I always like to start out when I cook shrimp because it cooks so quickly. You always want to have everything ready to go. So the aromatics, which are the garlic or the alliums, garlic and shallot are ready. I'm going to start out with a little bit of oil. I might add a little butter to finish just to bring the whole thing together. So these are some shallots that are julienne. I'm going to add those first, as well as this garlic. I'm going to cut a piece of lemon because I'll definitely want to finish it with a little lemon. And I have a little chicken stock because I love bringing things together with a little stock. It has better viscosity. You know, the chicken flavor is so subdued you can't really tell it's there, but it's really that gelatin that chicken stock has, and that little bit of flavor that gives it an umami, that fifth flavor, that fifth sense that just, you can't compete. So, these are just starting to soften. I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp now, these beautiful babies. So I'm going to add a little salt, and instead of pepper, I'm actually going to do Aleppo, which is one of my favorite chili peppers right now. It's not too spicy, and it has a really slow burn to it. Just delicious. So I'm going to add that into the pan. Let that cook just a couple seconds. Let's go ahead and now add that chicken stock I was telling you about. This is going to just make this all juicy and delicious. All right, that's about it. So remember, the shrimp have salt, but they also contain a lot of sodium, so I'm not going to salt it anymore. I just want this all to kind of come together. The peas have already been blanched. These are just little English peas. So I'm going to go ahead and now add them in. So now I have some herbs to finish it off. We've got some beautiful basil we're going to pick, and some Italian parsley right here, and some dill. Right when this is just done, we're going to toss it in the herbs. Yep, the shrimp are all coming together. You see how they went from being open to now almost a C. They're closing in on me. So now it's time to finish this up. We're going to add a little bit of butter to bring it together like I told you. Squeeze a couple of little pieces of lemon in here. Add the basil. Add the Italian parsley. And the dill. And when you come back, we'll put that all together. I'll see you in a minute. I'll finish this recipe right after this. Welcome back, everybody. I am just finishing my shrimp with peas for our delicious vegetable show. Let's go ahead and pour this into this bowl. I could eat this with a spoon. Oh. that smells even better than it looks if that's possible. Did I help you with some of those vegetables that are loaded with nutrients but are a bit hard to swallow? I hope so. Try these recipes. They really are a great way to enjoy your veggies. Crisp temps, warm cider, and jumping in leaf piles have nothing to do with the SoFlo fall, but my recipes will on the next SoFlo Taste. Time again to check in with SoFlo Health host, Hunter Frankie. Good morning, Hunter. What have you got tomorrow for us on SoFlo Health?
Hey there, Michelle. I'm riding a tri-rail and reading a good book tomorrow on SoFlo Health. Plus, we'll show you how to do the best pull-up you can do with some added equipment if you have it available to you with personal trainer Morgan Shapiro. And then Dr. Sam Rasool is going to show you how to take good care of your ankles, or rather how he'll take good care of them for you, or any other chiropractor would. All of that and more is tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. on the one and only Local 10 for SoFlo Health. We'll see you here.
Okay, Hunter, we'll be sure to watch. So, taste buds again, thank you so much for watching. Please be smart, be safe, and be vaccinated, and I'll see you here next week. Goodbye, mwah, and good taste. Veg out.